The goal is basically that you have to be able to play this game with no prior familiarity with ARK, with no tutorial. And if you can do that, if we can do that as designers, then we think there's something really there, that it's an accessible Dino War experience that has like kind of no startup cost or too steep learning curve for new players. And yes, just so you know, we've been thinking about this for a while and when was the right time to try to do it. But we finally got a kick in the butt by Vin Diesel. He said, "Look, I missed the original Soda. This is Vin now, not me." And he said that he played on Xbox and he came in later to ARK than the original Soda itself. But he really loved the idea of ARK as a bit of a live sports experience in the sense that like when you see great ARK combat with dinosaurs, great ARK gameplay, and you see these, he called them clutch plays that really are impressive, that's such a special, unique experience, and that he would like that to be more accessible to people that didn't have 1,000 hours to put into getting to that level. Like, not everybody can put in that time to experience ARK in that way. This is a way to make it in this variant accessible to people that just want to fight some cool freaking dinos against other teams in a game that emphasizes, um, well, the dino war aspect. So, and not so much the meta survival aspect. I think there's, obviously, I think ARK Survival Evolved will still have its own thing. I mean, something is very special about a survival game where decisions you've made over long term, over hundreds or even thousands of hours, matter in a kind of a permanent sense. That's the essence of a sandbox long form survival game, especially one with competitive elements. But there's also something to be said for a 30-minute condensed battle experience with these creatures. And to give you a little bit more specifics, by the way, about some of the things you can expect with the new Soda, and it is coming out in prototype form in December on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. We will do it on Nintendo Switch early next year. The reason we're doing it as kind of a prototype within the existing game is to get a lot of feedback very quickly, refine it, and see what we can kind of see if it is in fact fun and catching on in a way that the original sort of quite didn't. But some of the more other specific things that I think are really pretty cool is it includes a feature that we think's really not been done quite so much in the battle royale genre. Not just to mention like getting an army of creatures to be part of your team, but actually being able to order them and command them in a way that is, highly interactive and tactical, namely a RTS commander mode. And that is a person on the team can play as RTS commander, and they have Fog of War that is um, casted. Fog of War reveal is only from the units on their team, but all the dinos reveal Fog of War for the commander as well. And when you die as a human in SOTIF, you actually also become a commander, and your team isn't eliminated until all the creatures on your team are killed. So in effect, you're actually eliminating the entire opposing team, not just their humans. But really, if you assemble a large dino army, that's now your increased team. That is your army, that keeps you in the game. The Ring of Death, of course, ultimately pushes all the armies together as the match progresses. But the RTS mode really enables you to both be a little bit more smart about how you can use those units, and of course you can directly possess and switch when you are a commander between any of the creatures at any time. So if you want to get into the action and just play as creatures, you can do that too. So we think this has never really been explored before, this mechanic in the genre of battle royale, and we've been playtesting internally, and we think it's really freaking fun. And so we're going to be looking forward to everybody's feedback and experience with it soon, but we do think there's something in this that you've never experienced before in these kinds of online games, and we're excited about it. And we're fingers crossed that this time sort of brings something to the table that is really going to resonate in the long term. And then if the prototype works out and it's fun and everybody's liking it, we'll keep building it on a side track. I should note, just in case anybody's wondering, this is not using the ARK 2 team. We have obviously a giant team, the main wildcard team, working on ARK 2, the new Sodif is being directed primarily by our buddy Jat here on the call. He's a little sick right now, so but Jat is the kind of executive producer, and it's also being directed and implemented by almost a single person at the present time, a genius level programmer designer who I am just thrilled to be able to work with. You might know him as Codigo Alex, the creator of the Arcadia stuff, and he joined Studio Wildcard a little while ago, and he's been working on this, and he basically is the the essentially lead programmer and designer on the new Sodif, and he's phenomenal. We do have some support also from Alex W and others at Wildcard to fill in odds and ends, but ultimately it's a primary kind of team just of one person, Cadigo Alex and EP of Jat. It's going to be, and of course Josh Hines as well is helping out with it too. So it's a very minimal usage of ARK 2 resources, so to speak. Our goal is in fact to do this as its own track, see if it works, and if it does, people are really liking it, then we'll figure out what we do with it beyond that. You know, whether that becomes more of a fully built out mode or some kind of, you know, game that has other aspects to it. Don't know. As a designer myself, I only really first and foremost am interested in what's fun. So we just want to find the fun, see if everybody's enjoying it, and then we'll go from there. Really excited about it, guys, and looking forward to y'all playing it and playing it with y'all in December. And that's
Yeah,
it.
the process is going to be quite iterative with the community. Once we launch the prototype, we'll have some servers set up for you guys to play. We'll be taking your feedback in, changing some stuff around, making some different types of servers to experience different things. We're not saying we have like all the answers to the special source right now, but it was very clear to us from 2015 when we first launched SOTF that this was a really loved game mode by not only just the ARK community, but the wider Twitch community. It broke a lot of Twitch records at the time. But as we developed the initial game mode, we weren't quite sure the direction it needed to go. And then I know there's like a lot of questions like, well, why are you doing this now? Well, we feel like towards, you know, with ARK 1 sunsetting in the future, this is like an opportunity for us to explore it. And with Codigo's Alex coming into the fray of things, he's like the perfect person to make this as an individual who's capable of both design and programming. And a lot of the focus has been on dealing with the initial onboarding aspect of SOTF because, you know, for a lot of people who try to play that battle royale, it's very complicated when you have to like manage all these engrams and inventories, and we're like really trying to like streamline that process to make it really easy for anyone to get into, but still enjoy the experience of having a giant dino army, and then the added element of the RTS factor into this, you know, during the match and even, you know, after you die is giving you a second chance to play is quite a different experience from a gameplay perspective to when you're actually on foot and you're riding and commanding your dinos, because not only can you control them from an overview camera, but you possess them directly, and you know you no longer have access to your player controller, so you're kind of playing like a wild dino in a sense, and you have to be very cautious of what's around you, and it is both a very fun but unique experience.
In other words, it's also primal survival. So two
Yeah,
birds,
I
one
guess you
stone.
could say that.
Delivered. Primal survival's there. Whoop whoop.
So you'll definitely hear some more information about us from us in the in the coming weeks. We plan to ship in December. Hopefully, we can get some, maybe even some tests arranged beforehand, and we're really looking forward to getting this out to everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sad and chat so much, and see you guys around. Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you for letting us know the crazy awesome news.